get there? What is your business going to be? If you don't know where you're going, how you're getting there, is that really a goal? Life doesn't happen by happenstance. It's the actions that we take, the decisions that we make that controls what we do. So we have to be very, very intentional about what we do. Follow the SMART model. That's the best way to go. SMART model. S, be specific. M, measurable. Is it measurable? A, attainable. Is it attainable? The R, realistic. Does it make sense? The last one, time-based. It has to have time. These critical keys help you put the work in. Good evening. Welcome to Build Your Best Life. I'm Super Thursday. Get excited. One more day to the weekend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You know, I believe it is better to train early rather than to fix later. So we are consistently reaching out this year to assist young men in building their best lives. Our June theme is Reach Out Dads. Yes, indeed. Reach out, dads. So come on in. Make sure that you like, comment, and share. Share with friends, relatives, associates, your working acquaintances, whoever that you know that has someone in their life, whether it be their son, godson, nephew, anyone that you may know that can use the services that Build Your Best Life offers. We are here to assist young men in building their best lives. So if we don't get the word out and people don't know what they don't know, we can't assist them. So please help us in getting the word out. Make sure that you like my Build Your Best Life Facebook page so that I can see when you're on and see your comments as well. Please, please, please subscribe to my YouTube page. I want to make sure that if anything ever happens with Facebook, sometimes, technology is what it is. It may go down. So I don't want things to stop for you. So you'll be able to flip on over and view us via YouTube. So please subscribe to my Build Your Best Life with Deborah D. Smith YouTube page. I would greatly appreciate it. So come on in here, get your notepads, get your coffee, your tea, your dinner, whatever, but just get ready to get this information that I have for you today so that you can assist us as we are reaching out to assist young men. Can you believe it? This will be the last topic that we have for the month of June, and then we are moving on to July. Can somebody say, turn up? That's my birthday month. Yes, but I am excited today. My topic today is fight or flight. Fight or flight. And I know we've all heard of that before, fight or flight. So most of us know what that entails. Maybe it's new to some people, but fight or flight. That response is an automatic psychological reaction to a frightening or stressful event. So something happens, and what are you going to do? Are you going to fight? Are you going to be scared or frightened and run away? What are you going to do? And that can happen in many, many different situations. It happens all day, every day, all around the world. So say someone reaches into your car. They're going to steal your car. What do? Do you step on the gas and take them for a ride with you? Do you just freeze? Do you jump out the car? What do? Do you fight? Or are you just frightened? Okay, someone snatches your purse. Do you snatch back bop them, scream in fright, what do you do? If you hear someone breaking into your home, what do? Do you just automatically get whatever survival mechanism you have in your hand? Do you dial 911? Do you scream? Do you hide? What do? Do you fight? Are you just frightened? Say someone does something to your child. And I don't mean, playing on the playground and kids get into a little hitting or whatever they do. Because kids going to do that all the time. But I mean somebody really attacks your child. Do you fight? Are you just afraid? You dial 911. What do you do? Well, I can tell you that from experience as a parent, sometimes you don't stop to think. You just react. When my older son was 6, I believe he was 16. I was a single mom, but I tried to, get him some of the things that was the fad then or whatever that he could have. And he was in senior high, and the Bulls were all the rage then, the Chicago Bulls with Michael Jordan and starter jackets. And so I had purchased him a starter jacket. Well, he was in school, and not sure why I was off that day, but I was passing by the school, glanced over. It was after school. I saw him. I pulled in. First thing that registered with me was, "Where's your jacket?" He began to tell me he was frightened because he didn't know what I was going to do to him, but he was just frightened because he began to tell me this story about this dude that put a .357 Magnum to his head and took his jacket. What? What are you talking about? Who is it? Well, I'm just, I probably don't remember everything that went on, but I know I was livid. And he pointed to a car and he said, they were talking to those guys in that car. Like I said, I wasn't thinking. I jumped back in my car, sped around behind that car. They went behind the school, and I got out and I confronted them. Where are your friends? What are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. And, oh, man, we don't know what you're talking about or whatever. And so I go into, it's a long story, but anyway, I won't go into that. But just to say, that person could have still been in that car. They could have shot me, kill me, or whatever, but it was just to think that someone had pulled a gun and put it to my child's head. I just reacted. I was ready to fight. I wasn't running. I wasn't scared. You mess with my child. So, adrenaline just kicks in, and that's usually what happens. But, when people are sitting around and you're talking, and we love to say, well, if this happened, this is what I do. If that happened, this is what I do. We love to say that. But your actual response, if that actually happens, may be totally different than what you say you will do. Because again, it's something that is not planned. It's something that happens instantaneous. So that's why it's like a psychological reaction. Do you fight? Or do you get frightened and run away? Okay, so fight or fright. When I'm thinking about our theme for this month and we're talking about dads, we need you to reach out. And I thought about that, fight or fright. A dad should be there for their children at all times, to have their backs, to be there for them. So fight or fright should never be the response, I think, when it comes to maintaining your fatherly duty if ties are ever severed with that child's mom. Or it might have to go to fight, but I don't think it should ever be fright to the point that you just walk away in the circumstance. So let's just think about this so you can get clear as to what I'm saying. So I'm talking about fight flight. So are you just going, if things don't go right in your relationship, whether it be a marriage, significant other, baby mama, are you going to fight for the well-being of that child? Are you just going to take flight and run away? Forget about the child. It's food for thought. And it came to me that there's something interesting that we could talk about. So just stop, think. Okay. So you are in a relationship with a person. So you either love that person, admire that person, or you're pretending. But in any event, you have a child. So you have a family unit. Something goes awry. It's not a cohesive unit anymore. So what do? Do you just automatically take flight and say, hey, I'm out of here. I don't have to take this. I'm gone. Do you? Or do you stop and think, okay, let's communicate. Let's talk about this. What's going wrong? Why is it going wrong? Is it something that we can fix? Because I want to be in the home with my child. Sometimes those things cannot be fixed, and that shouldn't be held against you. Sometimes it is even better for you to get out of a situation for your child, because if they are around a lot of risky behaviors or negative living situations, that's not good for them. So your initial thoughts should be, what is best for my child? Fight or flight? And again, have I addressed the issues? Have I really thought about what's going on? Why it's happening? Is it something that I did? Is it something that I can, well, I won't be able to take it back, but is it something that I can get atonement for? You know, will my significant other forgive me? You know, I am sorry. I want to do better. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Maybe you don't want to do better, or maybe they won't forgive you. But address the issue. It's essential that you address the issue. And I stated, is it best for everyone? So is it best for you? Because remember, I always say, numero uno, you have to love yourself. You have to make sure that you take care of yourself, take care of your physical health, your mental health. So if you're in a situation and your mental health is being bashed, that's something to think about. What's best for you? Are you physically abusive or emotionally abusive to your significant other or that child? Are you the problem? If so, yes, it would be best for you to leave, right? But again, think about what is best for everyone in the situation. And you know, sometimes things are going on to the point that you are just thinking about yourself, and it's like, oh, I'm getting out of here. I'm not going to walk away. I'm going to run away. I know I look at divorce court sometimes, and Star Jones cracks me up. She might look at him, and it could be the female or the male, and she'll look at him and say, hey, don't walk away. Run. Get as far away as you can from this person. They are not good for you. So sometimes you got to run. But you have to remember what you're leaving behind. And if it's that child, what situation are you leaving them in? That is key, because if you're getting away from something that's beating you down emotionally or physically, even if you are a male, how many know that males get beat because they've been taught not to hit back? So some women will take advantage of that and beat you down. Some people are uh, verbally abusive. So think about that. What has your child been getting in the situation? Were you the only one that was getting something negative, or was the child receiving it as well? If a child was being physically abused, are you going to leave them in that situation? So you just going to take flight and leave that child there who cannot fight for themselves. They have nowhere to run or take flight to. Come on now. Sometimes we don't stop and think about these things. You need to stop and think. Take assessment of the whole picture. Now, I mentioned verbal abuse, but it's the same thing with the verbal thing. You know, some people might say, "Oh, she was doing cussing him out on a regular." Okay, but cussing someone out on a regular, talking down to them on a regular, talking negative to anyone, whether it be a child or adult, that can make you have low self-esteem, that can beat you down emotionally, that can cause mental health issues for a child or an adult. So don't say, "Oh, it's just verbal abuse, they'll be okay." No, verbal abuse can sometimes be worse. You know, some people, you know, that the saying, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt." Those sticks and those stones, when you may hit, you may remember it, you may see some scars, but you don't feel that pain anymore. But if it ever gets to the point where it gets into your mental health, you remember, and those scars are, even though they cannot be seen, they are felt. You think about them all the time. You know, they said they don't love me. They said I'm stupid. They said my dad gets on their nerves, and I do too. That negative talk is why, you know, next month we're going to be talking about positive mindset. That negative talk, someone talking into your spirit, can cause you to have a negative mindset. So that can be just a real bad deterrent for your child. So would you take flight to get out of it and leave your child there? I hope not. Because if you're going to do the right thing, if you've taken an assessment and you know you have got to get out of the situation, but you know that the situation is not conducive for that child to stay there, you can't go and leave them there. If you have to stay and take the abuse until both of you or all of you as a group can leave, you got to stay there and take it. The child, they didn't ask to come here. And there's only so much they can do. We hope that they don't run away from home, because that could be even worse. So come on, dads. Don't take flight. Don't leave them. And you know what's going on in the home. Some horrendous things go on behind closed doors. People can step out. They're looking good, smelling good, driving good, representing good. But behind those closed doors, you don't know what's going on. They could go to bed, snorting cocaine, shooting up. They can be beaten for hours before they go to bed, have to get up, clean the house, go to school. You never know what's going on behind closed doors. So how are you leaving your child if you just take flight? Are you leaving them in a neglective state? Are you leaving them in a drug-infested situation, an alcoholic situation where the other parent is an alcoholic? And that's worse are just as bad as being a drug addict. Are they addictive to stealing? I haven't heard this lately, but kleptomaniacs, people that they just can't help stealing. You know, you've told this person, you need to stop stealing. Why do you steal? We have money to take care of everything we need in this house. Why do you go to these stores and steal and then you get caught and you can have this record? And you take it and you take it and you take it and you find, you keep saying, I help you get help. But if you don't want help, I'm not going to stay in this environment with you. This is just ridiculous. But are you going to leave your child there? I said, well, what's going to happen to the child if they are out stealing? It's not going to impact the child. Well, does the child know that the parent is stealing? If so, then they think it's okay. Or, depending on their ages, if the parent goes out and steals and gets caught, you have taken flight. Who is there to fend for the child at home? Are they old enough to get themselves home from school or from the bus stop, to get them something to eat? How long can they suffice? It may be a teenager, but how long can that teenager suffice without an adult in the home? And I guess you say, well, if it's a teenager, then they got a mouth, they can speak up. Yes, but if it's a teenager, they probably know enough to realize that if they speak up, that they can be taken from that parent and placed in foster care, and they would rather be there hungry than to be in that situation. So it's a lot of moving parts. So Dad, think about what's going to happen if you leave a child in a neglectful situation while you take flight. Isn't it worth thinking about? If you agree with me, put it in the comments. I know sometimes y'all listen, you might tell me later, oh, that was good, that was a good topic. But tell me, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking wrong. But should a parent, and it doesn't have to be a dad, it could be a mom. We have a lot of single moms. But should that person take off and lead that child in a situation that they were running for their lives to get away from? Is that fair to that child? What are you leaving your child to do? They can't fight or take flight. They can't do it. So think about this. If you're in a situation and it's going downhill, think about, is it, communicate. You got to communicate. I think people don't do enough communicating, but you have to say, a lot of times we rather tell our friends or whatever, I don't know what's wrong with my wife. I don't know what's wrong with my husband. They don't clean up no more. They don't know how to talk to me. They don't understand. I don't know what's wrong. I have you ask them. Ask, communicate, talk it out. Find out what is the problem. Fix it if you can. If you can't, that's a whole different ball game. But work to find out what's going on. Are you the cause? What you can do differently, even if you're not the cause. What can you do to help the situation? Do you need to do more? Do you need to be more considerate? What is it that you need to do? What is best for the family unit? Then work together. If, the other person is just to a point that they don't want to, or they're in some of these situations that I talked about, being addicted to alcohol or drugs, or they may be even mentally unstable. I didn't mention that. They could have their own mental health issues going on. Why would you leave your child in that? So you need to sit down, talk about it, try to work it out. And then, yes, you have to look out for yourself, but don't leave your child there. It's just like if somebody pushed both of you off a bridge and somebody's coming to save you. Are you just going to try to get up in that boat? And then if your child comes up again, you're going to grab them? are you going to try to grab that child and then grab that boat? And hopefully both of y'all can get up in there. I would do the latter. I want my child to be saved at all costs. Fight or flight. So I'm not going to beat a horse to death. It's not a dead one, but I'm not going to beat it to death. But I hope that this was something to give you pause, to give you thought as we reach out to assist our young men in building their best lives. So thank you so much for listening. Please continue to like and share, comment, share with everybody that you know. The more people that are exposed to the information that we're sharing on here, the more people that can be helped. So I would appreciate it so much if you would share. Make sure that you view us, like us, turn on your notifications. I hope you don't get tired of me reminding you, hey, we're on. But, I know all of you don't have your notifications on. You don't know, you forget. Because I get busy. I've started turning my alarms on now for different segments so I don't miss them. But I'm doing this because it's my passion and I want to see people help. So help me out. Please visit my website, www.buildyourbestlife.org. Read the blog that comes out each Monday. Helpful information that will assist people in building their best lives. Our calendar of events. Also, my store that provides the services that I offer, which is coaching, consultations, speaking, webinar speaking, and you can get a copy of my book, Build Your Best Life. It's a great book. There's a lot of information in here that will assist you in dealing with your life, your actions, your credibility, overcoming obstacles, and building your best life. And you can also get a Kindle version on Amazon.com. But if you want an autographed copy, go to my website and order your book. I will get it to you quickly. Thank you so much. Please make sure that you check us out on Saturday. Is July 1st. So check us out on Saturday morning live. We're going to be reaching out for having a positive mindset. And our topic that I'm starting out with is optimistic attitude. That's something that I would hope all of us would strive to have, an optimistic attitude. So please tune in Saturday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I would greatly appreciate it. And please continue to pray for us. Don't forget, we're in 501c3. We are depending on donations so we can continue to do our mission work and get out there. And those young men that cannot afford to purchase this book or get services, that we have the information and the books to give them at no cost. Excuse me. But I appreciate everything you do, and please continue to pray for Build Your Best Life. As always, don't forget, it's all about reaching out. So as you go along your busy day, there may be a young man that has lost his way. Don't shake your head. Don't steady your pace. Reach out and help the young man. Give him a helping hand. And remember, building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan. It's our commitment. We love you. Be blessed. Stay safe. I hope to see some of you Saturday. Have a blessed evening. Bye-bye.